Well, hello there, everybody. Welcome on into another match here in the ALTTPR Season 5 playoffs. We've got on the left side of the screen, we got two Infinity and Pgog. We got Humbug there on the right side. We got Don't Track Us there. Flipfield. We got two really great teams, two great runners. And a great squad, by the way. WC, how you doing there tonight, bud?
I'm doing good. I'm looking forward to this one, and by looking forward to, I mean I am really hoping that Homebug wins because I have a rooting interest in this one as a member of Two Infinity and Pgog, excuse me. But yeah, down 2-0. Flip Heel looking to ice this one out in 3 games for Don't Forget to Track Us. Humbug looking to keep Two Infinity and Pgog alive. And today we are playing Invrosia. This is the power crystal. We've got an inverted start with a sword guaranteed. We've got big key shuffle. We've got the GT big key guaranteed to be in GT. And yeah, we're gonna be getting going here in just a minute.
How about right about now?
How about now?
Okay, let's go ahead and start off with a quick grab of a Bombos medallion there out of the front of this. We're gonna see Flipfield gonna take a second here, see if he can't farm up a bomb real quick. Probably gonna go for this this bush over here, kill a few enemies, see what he can get. Try to go for the tree pull here off of this one statue.
Yeah, and we got a quick map check there on Humbug's side. The tier 3 tree pull there, not paying out anything particularly useful for Flip, but he's going to come back and try, I think, a tier 1 here.
See if that one dive bomber decides to take him, stay away here. Wow, that's a full magic off of the 1, so that's pretty good.
Well, with the starting sword and with the Bombos and Link's house, we've that's not a bad thing to find. It's not going to get you into Hype Cave here, though.
That is true here. So what Humbug is going to do is going to get him into Hype Cave eventually. We're going to take a second here, drop down this one spot here in Skull Woods, take a couple of death warps, but we're in this process of this. We're going to get a whole bunch of bombs here. So we're doing a little bomb farming to basically set us up for the rest of the day. Interesting to see exactly how many bombs these runners are going to decide to pick up as Humbug decides that, you know what, 4 is going to be good.
Yeah, 4 is usually a good number to get you through kind of the early game. There's not as many bomb checks as you get in the early game of like a Light World where you have to use several bombs in Kakariko. There's not quite as much need for it. Flip going to go the big key chest first, having a little bit more fun along the way here, but both guys gonna try and do this room, which is always fun, especially on 3 hearts. Do it early and get this chest checked.
Dang, that's nicely done by both of them. Can see that they both put in quite a bit of time in the practice hack and a couple of NMG runs, I think, as well for both of these 2 runners.
Yeah, nice clean execution there on a pretty tricky room for both of them. Of course, getting back out of the room is a different story. As Flip Heel chooses to take a death warp, Humbug tries to get out but gets grabbed by the hand. No big deal. They're both back out, and looks like Humbug will be checking the front here, and Flip Heel will probably farm up a few bombs and do the same. Oh no, he's gonna go right past that bush drop there and keep exploring here. Oh, he's just going to go right on past Skull Woods. So he's going to miss out on that blue potion there that Humbug just found in Pot Prison.
But I do get what he's doing right there. So you see that he did earn himself 30 rupees here. He's going to take these 30 rupees, completely change his mind, because those 30 rupees were going to get him into chess game. And that would have opened up at least another check that he could have done in Village of Outcasts. But yeah, he's decided that, you know what, bombs might actually be useful. Let's go get some.
Yeah, I think those would be useful, and we're going to see Humbug putting those bombs to use after getting that blue potion and the flippers out of Skull Woods.
All right, and we're gonna get a hammer there out of Hype Cave, and we're gonna see that Humbug decides, you know what? I think I'm good. That's gonna be enough for right now.
So
That hammer could have taken him over into the pod area.
yeah. So one thing I want to point out, and I'm not 100% sold on this, but I believe, let me see. Humbug did not check the bumper or the pinball room chest here, which I think could still have an item in this, if I'm not mistaken. And Flip Hill's going to skip it as well.
Did they get 2 items or did they get 1?
They got 2 items because there was a small key in the big key chest, and then there was a compass in the map chest. Right. It's Ambrosia. There's an item on the boss. It's the thing I can't remember when I'm playing the mode either. That's neat. All right. Thank you, chat.
There you go. There's the reason why Humbug is playing this mode right there, everybody.
Yeah. I stick with casual boots because that's about all my tiny peanut brain can handle.
It's all good there. We're good there. I mean, to be honest there, I think everybody who plays this mode completely forgets at the beginning that there's an actual item on the boss here. So Humbug going to take a second. He's going to farm up the money that he needs to go over into the pod area if he so desires. Just this archery game is something you really only see in inverted and occasionally in cross keys if you come upon it really early.
Yeah. I will say that I do usually make my file name just item on boss whenever I'm playing any sort of Roja mode. And there's a reason for that, as you guys might have guessed. Oh, hey, there's Boots in the brewery. That's a nice find for Flip Heel. He'll be able to go fast. Doesn't unlock anything just yet, but he'll get to do these early checks a little bit faster until Humbug makes his way into the village.
We're going to grab a piece of heart out of quite a few digs there. And there's our first big key of the day. And that's the big key to Thieves Town. So Flip Heel picking that up at the right time, but is now got a lot of things to go and check, it looks like.
So Flip Heel's going to follow this in, which makes sense. One thing that Humbug's going to have here is he's going to be coming in with the hammer from Hype Cave.
Mm-hmm.
And that Thieves Town big chest, we know the small key is going to be in the dungeon here somewhere, so that could play an early role here if something important is in that big chest.
And that small key showed up in chest number 1 here, so everybody's gonna have to start counting items together here, because we're gonna find out if there's a map or a compass in that big chest. Then Flip Heel's fine. If not, then we get to watch Humbug's screen and go, ooh, is there something important in there? And there's the map.
Yeah, so looks like the items are mostly hanging out in the back of Thieves Town today. And Flip's gonna death warp out of here. He's not gonna follow it through. So he's not gonna, at least not for right now, gonna orphan anything in the big chest, which is good.
Yeah, that's gonna work out in his favor really, really well here, actually, because in this mode in particular, especially when you've got a whole bunch of items there, you might get really nervous about doing things kind of unoptimally. That's really hard to say, that word, unoptimally.
In a non-optimal fashion.
Thank you, sir. That's much better.
Yeah, so I mean, he will have an extra trip into the village there to get back to Thieves Town when he comes back with the hammer. The good news is that he'll almost certainly be back there or at least have the hammer in hand within the next, minute or two of gameplay. So that's going to work out well for him. Humbug, I think, has no reason not to follow this all the way through. We got a crystal, Thieves Town. He's got hammer in hand, so he'll be full clear in this. And we'll get to see what exactly lies in the back of Thieves Town today.
Shout outs to Flip Heel there, having to dance and wait for the trying to activate the. I don't know if he was trying to activate the arrow game one more time or what exactly he was trying to do, but he was sitting there dashing, and I don't know if he realized that he had one extra shot left, but he was there for a while.
Sometimes you get bored while you're playing the archer game. You just want to strike up a conversation with the guy there. I don't know. I'm not here to judge.
I mean, yeah, if you're bored, you got to complain to someone, right? I mean, there you are.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So Flippio going to go down to Hype Cave. He's going to get his hammer out of here. We're going to get a perfect dash up the middle for Humbug that was rudely blocked by one of the Starfish guys, but can't win them all.
No. Usually with when the Hellway is involved, there's very little winning.
Every once in a while, you just get to start at the bottom and yell "wee" and go all the way up the top, but not always.
You're one of the few I know that literally yells "we," but that's neither here nor there.
All right, so Humbug being very careful with these extremely annoying enemies up at the top there. Grits a book, which in inverted is extremely important because that's the only way that Humbug has to get into Desert Palace, which is a crystal today. Has Flipio taken an unfortunate death, overworld death there with a dash right into, I think that was the little nipper dude down there.
The like Venus flytrap, or
Yeah, the little
Okay.
Venus flytrap guy. I wanted to say
Yeah.
Deku Baba, but that's just because I've been watching other Zeldas.
Yeah, I don't know what any of the actual enemy names are. I just kind of make up names that sound fun for them.
Doggy sounds good. I like Doggy. Let's go with
Okay.
Doggy. We'll call him Doggy from now on.
Sounds
Bad
good.
Doggy. All right. As Humbug just dashes back and forth because you have to go the long way right now because your glove turned out to be in the big chest, which meant that for Flip Heel, very important that he did not come in here first before getting the hammer.
Yeah, he's gonna breathe a sigh of relief when he sees that for sure, knowing that he chose to come back here with the hammer rather than orphan that item there early on. So, good decision making there for Flip.
And definitely, and then Humbug gets the bonus here of when you get the glove there out of the Thieves Town big chest, as all Flip Heel does get the perfect perfect pixel there in the Hellway, so very nicely done on his side. But Humbug got to actually lift the stone on his way out, so we're gonna go into a very dangerous blind fight, we'll say, but I'm not expecting too much difficulty.
It would be dangerous if not for the starting sword, I think.
Very true. No starting sword would make this kind of fun to watch. Right now, it's just watch Humbug hit blind 9 times. Doesn't take even a single hint of damage. And it's going to get rewarded with 10 arrows, but more importantly, he's going to get the first crystal of the day.
Yep, and Flip Heel had some fun with the crickets there in the attic, but got through it safely at least. And he'll make his way down to the basement of the dungeon here, get his glove, probably get this dungeon wrapped up as well.
Yeah, it's going pretty well so far on both sides here, so Flip Heel having kind of a little bit of a unfortunate routing here at the beginning, but as you can see, he's not exactly particularly far behind right now. It's a matter of a couple of screens, but we're gonna see exactly if Humbug, where exactly Humbug is gonna find this Moon Pearl, because we've got access to a lot of nasty locations. Should we call them that?
And I have a feeling, Pendant Ice Palace is going to end up being the answer, but it's not the answer that anyone wants,
Yeah. I mean, it's fun for us to watch and everything here, but guess not now. Flip Heel doing a good job of counting his items and remembering that the mode is Ambrosia here, and not opening the Maiden's chest there, which I got to admit is a fantastic level of awareness.
I mean, just remembering the mode that you're playing is a fantastic level of awareness, but much less making, adjustments and making, correct skips based off of that.
Yeah. I mean, it's not much to open up the blinds chest there. I mean, it's pretty much everyone does it just out of pure habit there, but it does save you, I don't know, maybe a second, maybe 2 seconds, and I mean, we've seen races decided by less.
It's also pretty rare that you're, checking the Maiden's chest after the big chest, but that's what we got today.
All right, Flip Heel with also a pretty pretty exemplary fight there. And with Blind, going to pick up his crystal. Humbug went up to Catfish, didn't find a single thing. And now, which one are you going to choose, Humbug? We going to Ice Palace or we going to Pod?
We're going Ice.
Ooh, boy, this is going to be fun.
Humbug at least has one heart container up on Flip Heal. That'll be handy here, at least until I think Flip gets to Stumpy here.
And then, yep, and then we're going to be pretty equal. And then it's the same question that we just asked for to Humbug. We're going to ask it to Flip Heal. Where exactly do you want to go, good sir? Ice Palace has very many enemies that can hit for quite a lot of damage, but you do have the ability, if you want, to fully complete this thing.
Right, we could potentially be leaving an item behind in the big chest.
Ah, right,
but,
right. Big key shuffle. See, now that you reminded me of that, all I'm thinking is you should probably have gone into Pod first just to get the big key. We'll see if that's right, though.
Yeah, so that is one kind of consideration here, is that, you know, until we find that big key, Cold Stare's not in logic. But all of the other items in here, minus Cold Stare in that big chest, are in logic. So, you know, still a pretty decent chance that our progression could be hanging out here in Ice Palace.
Alright, getting through these first couple of rooms, no problem here. Flip Heal going for the little bit more difficult bomb strats there. Pulls that off, no problem. Takes a little heart of damage, but he's going to refill that real quick. Going to have to try to get out of the room. We got an Ice Palace bomb jump that went with no problem over on Humbug's side.
That's, you know, just a little bit of NMG gaming there.
Oof. Pin Gators. Ouch.
Humbug again making good use of that bomb pose.
I mean, if you've got a nuke in a game like this where you've got to worry about taking damage from every little thing, might as well use it.
No,
really.
it's not a criticism, to be sure.
All right, so we're starting to run into what's actually in logic in Ice Palace right now. Okay, so we're down into Freezor room. We're gonna find that we have to wait through a Bombos animation first before Flip Heal forgot the key. All right, we got a
speaking of keys, speaking of keys, key in the Freezor chest. So Humbug's going to come back up and go through the right side of Ice Palace a little bit faster here without having, since we did hit the switch and do the bomb jump earlier, we'd have to go the long way through the basement here.
One heart, Flip Heal. This is that's the good idea for him to back out of that, back out and bonk across there, because it's not a happy situation he finds himself currently.
Right. No matter what, you're going to be needing to take some damage, either to get through Spike Room. Well, to get through Spike Room at some point, you're going to need to take some damage here. Obviously, you do have the blue potion, but you'd prefer to find a better situation to use it than just getting across the spike chest, or across to the spike chest in Ice Palace.
Man, both of these guys are running through this extremely late game dungeon, not finding anything that they want so far. This is going to lead to some very tough decisions coming up pretty soon, I think.
Yeah. Now, I was not counting the items over on the right side. Did we get enough that we know Map and Compass are in Ice Tea in the big chest?
I believe so. I'm getting chat saying that that's been 3 items.
Okay.
So, gonna take a second here on Humbug's side. Gonna get enough magic and another heart there, because one hit on 4 hearts with green mail is the end for Humbug here. But if you've got 4 hearts and a half there, you can take 1 hit and survive. So this is going to be a fight.
Yeah, this is going to be a fight. Again, we're going to point out that this item is not in logic yet, not without that big key. So, anyway, Godspeed to you, Hungbug.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna talk through this fight here because I'm gonna assume that you're gonna be a little nervous here. So we're gonna see this is a hammerless. So this is just a hammer fighter sword fight here on Humbug's side. So he's gonna try not to get caught into a corner. Flip heel making his way to basically the same fight here in a second. Now Humbug being very careful, not overdoing it with, not being overly aggressive with hammer hits, trying to get, if he can pinch those eyes against the wall there, he gets double sword spins, which is kind of the best possible situation here.
Yeah, he's doing a good job of kind of being conservative so far here. The fighter sword spins do less damage than hammer hits, but you give yourself much more buffer for protection there. And there's the first and the second eyeballs down, so this fight will get a lot more manageable now, and probably a lot more hammer strats here to finish it out. Very nicely done, not even taking a hit.
All right, took it down, got a whole lot of nothing, and we're going to see exactly what Flip Heel can do here. Humbug picks up his first pendant of the day. Hopefully he doesn't have to get any more, but we'll see what the game gives us. Oof.
Oh, and the eyeball's unkind to Flip Heel as he takes a hit right off the bat and has to use that blue potion. So he's back out of one hit KO, but he's still got the whole fight to do, and now no more safety net. And now a hit from the puffs will knock him out at this point. So he's gonna have to be extra careful to avoid those puffs.
Yeah, no, I mean, if you're in a fight like this and this is the situation, you can. Oof, there he goes.
Yeah.
You can try to extend your hitbox by holding the sword out to the right, and then using the hammer there. If you do that, you get a little bit more range on your hammer shots. It's not perfect by any means, but it's better than trying to hammer every direction.
Yeah, it gives you a little bit of range, which the hammer is not a ranged weapon, but in the end that death not really going to cost Flip Heel too much unless we end up with something important on Ped later on, because I can't see a world where Flip comes back for that for any other reason.
No. I mean, it's not a crisis by any means. So for Flip Heel, he's feeling bad that he wasn't able to get that, but at the same time, that it's kind of the only thing that he has to deal with right now is the feeling of, man, I used my potion. Man, I died.
Yeah, that's, he lost a little bit of time to an unsuccessful fight there, but he died, relatively early in the fight, which, as Chad is pointing out, is kind of a blessing. But yeah, you and our tracker Relkin making a great point that potion is gone, and especially now that we are in Palace of Darkness here, that could prove to be important here if Humbug can use that potion to potion glitch or camera unlock the right side here. I believe Flip Heel is comfortable with doing the mimic clip to get them out of bounds there, but that can still be a slower process than the potion.
Yeah, I mean, the potion is extremely fast, and there you go, there's your Moon Pearl the entire time, and now probably the moment that both runners see that, they're gonna go, oh my god, because they're gonna start thinking, okay, did my opponent come this way before going to Ice Palace? Please tell me they went to Ice Palace.
Yeah, there's that, and then there's also the how do I route this, because now you have the entirety of the light world open.
I mean, we got out of the first phase of Inverosia, which is get out of the dark world and get into the light world. And then, yeah, like you mentioned, we're into phase 2, which is, all right, how do I handle this? As we get the ice rod there on the bow-locked side of Pod. That's an interesting find.
All right. Well, that we'll see what Flip Heel does when he gets in here. That could certainly. That's the fire rod, by the way.
Oh, it's the fire rod.
Okay.
Okay, that was odd colored. I swear that looked blue to me.
But yeah, so Humbug gonna pull the fire rod there off of right side. We'll see if Flip Heel gets it here. He does not have that potion, remember, as we pointed out. So he will have to either mimic clip for it or just find a bow in the back of pod, you know.
Well, anyway there. Yeah, I kind of expect Flip Heel to go ahead and do it there, because, I mean, if you've come this far, you're probably going to go ahead and do it, but, yeah, let's see. He's gonna go get this small key off the bridge here, as Humbug is still running around pod right now and finding a whole bunch of small keys, but that's about it right now.
Yep, there's the Eastern big key in Harmless Hellway. So that's exciting.
That's exciting if you can find yourself a...
Oh, just find a bow. How hard could it be?
I mean, you're in pod. It's probably just right here, right? I mean, that's the way that this game likes to do it. Oof. Awkward fire shot there. A big key to Skull Woods.
Well, that pairs nicely with that fire rod you just found. And speaking of that fire rod, Flip Heel is heading over to right side here. So he... assuming he can pull off that mimic clip, is going to be able to get that fire rod here. We'll see how that goes for him. And that'll finish the pod adventure. So it'll be off into the light world here for Humbug. We'll just see what route he chooses to take.
Wait, so bomb? Are we?
Okay.
Okay.
I was going to say, I don't know of a bomb setup there that will let you... The only thing I know of is the fairy revival, which we have no fairies. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Iker pointing out that he forgot that he no longer had the contents of his bottle. So we are going to see that clip here, but and we'll see what kind of time it takes here. This might actually be more time lost than the Cold Stare fight itself was.
Yeah, this is the big thing here, because now he's doing this, kind of not realizing, after already using his bottle, not realizing it. That's another thing that's on his mind. And mimic clipping with this menu like this, he's getting there. You can see the mimic's ear starting to push further and further into the wall here. And a couple more should do it there. I think he's got one or two more.
Yeah, he should be close. He's definitely making progress with it. There it goes.
There it goes.
Yeah, so, you know, still a relatively clean fight, especially for the buffered version, but, you know, still a bit of time that he gave up due to that bottle usage earlier.
And the most important thing for him here is he's not going to miss that fire rod, as we're seeing Humbug just getting completely...
Oh gosh, don't die in Mini Moldworm Cave.
Yeah, he really bad luck with his bomb tosses there, as a couple of those mini mold arms just decided, I don't need to get hit by anything.
There you go. Tactical fairy pickup there in the back, as well as the heart refill. We love to see it. So yeah,
all
Humbug choosing to... Okay, we're going to head towards Ice Rod Cave here. I wonder if this is going to be a trip into the Flute 8 Whirlpool portal and then kind of clear from the north after that. Or if he's going to choose to follow this into flipper checks here, but not having Zora money, I think you go towards Kakariko at this point.
I'm thinking, yeah, you're probably going to go into the Whirlpool 8. I kind of refer to that more or less as the wall kicks route, just because he's the first person I ever saw do this route, and it's really, really nice it for inverted, because it rolls up the entire world pretty easily, at least in my opinion.
I was going to say, you know, inverted is a mode that generates a lot of opinions. It looks like we are skipping that Flute 8 portal for now. It's a mode that generates lots of opinions, but I think it, you know, especially the main tournament last year, including it in the rotation of modes, we got to see some really interesting ideas on how you can route this mode efficiently. And there's a lot of kind of complexity and nuance to it that I think, you know, you mentioned wall kicks as one that I saw, but there are several runners that kind of figured out how to really attack inverted. and it was interesting to watch, and we'll get to see, what lessons, if any, got learned from that here today by these two runners.
Yeah, it's one thing I do really love about these, game 3 and game 4 modes in the league here is that you get a little bit more of choice for the runners there, so you get to see really, who is more flexible but more comfortable with certain modes here. And I think for sure Humbug is the one who chose this mode, if I'm not mistaken, right?
That is correct. This was Humbug's pick. You see just 20 rupees and a heart piece there at Waterfall Ferry. So, question is going to be, it looks like we're going to go peek what's on Zora's ledge here, but that may mean that the item on Zora here gets kind of orphaned for Humbug for quite some time. Just a heart piece there on Zora ledge. So we'll wait and see about that, the Zora item itself there. Depending on the route that Flips takes, he may end up kind of orphaning that as well. Or he might, be able to route it so that he can finish off a route there later when we have 500 rupees. Now it looks like Humbug is heading over to that whirlpool, though. So we will see trip into North Light World from here.
All right, from here we can just kind of go ahead and check basically the northern side of the Light World. We'll grab Bonk Rocks first, probably head over to the sanctuary area there, the back of Escape, a couple of other things.
Graveyard Ledge will be accessible here because this is inverted. All of the mirror checkable locations from the vanilla game, they have ladders or other things added here to make them accessible in the Light World, or inverted.
All right, what do we got for the back of the Graveyard Ledge there? Well, there's the money you need to go to Zora.
Oh, so that's funny, game. That's real funny. Haha, haha.
I mean, the game does have this habit of doing things like this, so, I mean, you should kind of be used to it at this point, right?
Haha, haha.
Yeah, it was great.
Real funny. Fantastic. Real funny. 300 rupees right after we orphan Zora. Hey, hee hee hee. Okay, back of Escape.
We'll get a mushroom, so maybe you go to Zora right now because you got the big key to desert as well, and the small key to this area, so that makes it kind of... man, that's always not a fun time to see a small key in this area. So Flipio Flipio's gonna farm Zora.
Okay. Wow, that's that's a lot of trips here into the 20 rupee cave, but this is a play, and if it works out for him, this could be real big, because I don't know when Humbug gets back to Zora in this mode. You can't even we've already done Catfish. You can't mirror there and combine it anyways, so this could be a real big play as we see a heart piece there in the back of Escape, and now Humbug's gonna have a slow and unfun death warp back to the front, or back to the back of Escape rather.
Yeah, I mean it's slow, it's effective, but it is. Like
as I say, both of our runners are doing slow and effective. Unfortunately, the fairy's going to ruin the effective part of Humbug's plan here, as Flip Hill finally gets to his 500 rupees.
We're gonna go up, or we're gonna go down. Okay, so if for future reference for later there, if you really need to death warp in there, and you're on green mail, best place to go is to go down from Dark Cross, because you'll end up in the snake hallway, and that'll bonk you pretty quickly.
I think he's realized it's faster just to leave by on foot than to even death warp at this point. So
yeah, no, that is the case there. He's making his way out of there. He doesn't have to find the key. There's Flip Heel goes, oh yeah, right. It's all crystals here in the Light World, but either way, back to Sanctuary for Humbug.
Yeah, we got the real early map check, and Relkin, our tracker, did a great job of catching everything there. We did not talk about it really here, though, which is that we have Pendant Pod, Pendant Skull Woods, and Pendant Ice Palace. We've already done Ice Palace. We have a sequence broken fire rod out of Pod that's behind the bow, and then once we have the bow and the Pod big key, all of a sudden Pedestal is in Logic. Just putting that out there.
Fun times. Fun times there. Yeah, let's not bring that into play quite yet today. Let's ignore that exists. Let's see if we've got to go beat Aga 1. Nah, that's 50 rupees. We're good.
Imagine pretending that pedestal doesn't exist.
I mean, done enough seeds with a pedestal required in my time playing this game. I'm just gonna not think about it today. I think. We're gonna pop down into the thieves' hideout here. Gonna find out that Humbug is gonna get 3 bombs out of this, but kind of more interestingly, let's look over at Flip Heel's side because we're off to Zora. We farmed a whole bunch of money.
This is a potentially very impactful check here if something required is on Zora. And what do we have? It is 3 bombs. So Flip Heel spent, a half dozen trips there into the thieves' hideout to buy 3 bombs.
And Pedestal is dead today, so Flip Heel getting a little bit of we'll call that a little bailout there, just in case he's concerned about having to go down to Gold Stair at any point here.
Yeah, so that check is now no longer can hurt Flip Heel. Ice Palace, that early death, just will not play for him because there's no way he's getting back to that, and it's not going to affect him in any way. Humbug going to give us our first trip into Kakariko. Flip Heel going to come in from the south, it looks like. So we're going to have kind of a little bit of crisscrossing routes here.
Well, we're going to get to see everything in this area here very quickly. Here's in the back of the well, we got Blue Mail, and then that's all. So both runners coming at this from 2 different directions here, so we're going to know exactly what is in Kakariko very, very quickly. I think for Humbug, this route works a little better since he picked up that Desert Palace big key.
Right, he's going to be able to chase that down, get the Bombos tablet information, and go directly into Desert, which you have to go in using the book in inverted because you cannot mirror into the light world. So far, nothing there in Blind's Hut, though. So we're may not be getting a lot out of our kind of density plays. We've managed to get 2 boomerangs, but that's about it for the big ticket item caves here in Kakariko.
Yeah, you're right here, and we're gonna go visit our magic bat over on Flip Heel's side, see if he gives us something. But so I'm kind of thinking, so for Flip Heel, he'll be able to go down to Desert first, but Humbug will be able to go to Desert first. Ooh, that is Cane of Samaria on Magic Bat today. That is highly, highly required.
It certainly is. That I don't think that opens anything for us at the moment, but yeah, we're gonna need that for Meyer and for TR today. We know that much.
Well, we could sequence break Turtle Rock right now if you were feeling really goofy. How about
now we can. Now that we have mitts there from Sick Kid, we didn't have a. Actually, do we have a way over? Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do.
Yeah, it's inverted. We can just walk.
Yeah.
But
the question is, you still need a medallion to get into Turtle Rock without the mirror right now.
Humbug might have just ran by his cane.
Yeah, that's looking like a thing that just happened. So
yeah, that is a good way to put it. That is less than ideal at the moment for Humbug. That is out of sight, out of mind for him right now. He's got no magic. No magic is. Oh wow, you can't even do it with this.
That's true. That may have been the reason why he skipped it. Is that he just simply doesn't have the magic to, or couldn't rely that he has the magic there to do it.
Yeah, that is a big issue for being able to do that, isn't it?
Kind of the best case for Humbug at this point is that he stumbles into either the mirror or the flute. Mirror would give him an easy way to kind of do the smith chain and get all that, back together in one go. Flute would give him a reason to go back to the village and activate that flute.
Right now, he does need a reason to go back there. I mean, hopefully that's on his mind. I couldn't do Magic Bat right now, so I'm not going to worry about it. But, I mean, it's one of those things that once you get rolling, if you start getting led here and there and everywhere else, you might start clearing some things that you don't need to. So,
Right.
going to have to keep our eye on it.
And inverted is a little bit different than, your standard open modes where you may not make as many trips into Kakariko in... Oh, well, there's the full magic. And there's a hook shot. Okay. So that opens up... Well, we already had a lot of the mountain open to us, but now we have even more.
Yeah, technically it doesn't actually open up anything, because if we're going to go by pure logic right now, which is not something we typically do, but if you do it, we don't actually have a way up the mountain right now, because we don't have a lamp, we don't have flutes, so we're not supposed to go up there in the game's
That's true. We don't actually have any logical access to the mountain, but we do have sequence breakable mountain, which has lots and lots of goodies there.
Yeah, you kind of imagine you might see people go, ooh, that looks really, really, really pretty. Let me go ahead and get that there.
And there's a shuffle as our second item out of the front of Desert. I finally figured out the counting part here. So our last item is going to be on Landmo Humbug, remembering that much more easily than I have been. And going to go give us our second crystal clear here.
Now, I'm going to go pick up a little bit of red mail that we saw here a second ago, because if you're just going to put it right there in the open, you're still on a few hearts there.
One other potential kind of advantage play here for Flip that we need to keep an eye on. Flip's going to get that mushroom out of the back of Escape here. And he's going to be in pretty optimal position to go just turn that mushroom in at the potion shop. So, we didn't see this from Humbug because his route carried him to the west and down into Kakariko. So this is another kind of location that's a little bit annoying to get back to in Inverted, especially.
The other thing is we can throw King's Tomb on top of that. Which
King's Tomb. Right, King's Tomb I forgot about, but yeah, with the mitts coming in from Kakariko.
Oh my god.
Okay, so mirrors and King's Tomb. That is, we're definitely going to need that for Swamp Palace at least, and potentially, access through TR up on the mountain and everything like that.
Yep, that is that was an excellent Landmo kill there on Humbug's side. So he's got that going for him. But having that mirror over there in King's Tomb, that is a very awkward location to get back to, because, man, so that's like at least two very unfortunate things for Humbug in this brief moment here.
I mean, there are definitely checks in Inverted that are easier to isolate, and those are two of them that have been isolated that both have required progression in them for Humbug. So he's going to need kind of a second loop through the Light World here to clean those up, and then we'll see if that can kind of catch him up and get him back on the right track. He does still have a little bit of an advantage in terms of just, checks cleared and everything like that at this point, but he is missing those two important items. So, that's going to be the thing to watch here for the next little bit, is when does he get to those items, and, how much time does he give up and, potentially miss out on finding other progression behind those items while searching the game.
Yeah, and with Flip Heel having that mirror, he didn't have to try to work his way back out of the back of Escape here. He could just mirror right back to the area, and that would be that. And, Humbug doing something that seems perfectly logical, and he's just going to go ahead and sequence break the mountain right now with so many things, so many checks up there. quite rightly probably thinking, I've got the entire Paradox Cave, Super Bunny Cave, Hookshot.
You've got everything on the mountain for him, other than just the Samaria Luck stuff in TR. Well, actually, I guess all of TR for him, because he doesn't have Mirror or Cane. But other than TR, you've got everything else on the mountain that you can do at this point. So
yeah, this is rough because now for now for Flip Heel, he can just come through and just completely wipe out this entire area.
Yeah, Flip Heel's not going to leave any orphaned items behind here. There's also kind of, we talked about how the mirror might be one of the items to incentivize Humbug to get back into the village and get that magic bat check. We now know that mirror is equally, if not more so, isolated for him up there at King's Tomb. The kind of saving grace is that he can potentially combine it with a mushroom check later, as we see the big key to pod on the old man. We know one item will still be on Helmasaur. I did not pay attention to the item count in pod otherwise to know if the big chest might potentially have something also. Oh, and there's the bow and hammer pegs.
See, this is the thing I was wondering about. Being up on this mountain here is out of logic, and you kind of wonder at some point, like, what's actually up here? Is there anything up here? Because we don't have logical access. So, in this one time, the game actually is being a stickler for logic, and it's really, really weird.
Yeah, I mean, Humbug's got a handful of things still down in the kind of lower overworld to check, but, he may be thinking, like, okay, well, maybe it's just Lamp, or it's just, Flute up here for access, and, all the goodies are up here on the mountain. In the end, you kind of have to balance making, like, a density play like this where there's 20 plus items available, and just go for it, even if the logic isn't pointing to it. And unfortunately, sometimes all you get out of that is just a lot of money and nothing else.
Yep, I mean, and the kind of being brought up in chat, kind of tongue-in-cheek, but the great equalizer in this game is a big key hunt. Right, like we could still be looking for big keys. We could still be looking for, say, the big key to Turtle Rock right there that no one's gonna miss. But there it is.
Yeah. The question's gonna be, maybe something like a Hera basement up here that Humbug might be differently incentivized to do.
Yeah, that would do it. We also are going to apparently need Ether Medallion at some point today, because that's the way that we're going to get into Turtle Rock if we have to go in the front. But with that mirror, we can always just kind of go in the back.
Yeah, I think with the accessibility of that mirror, we're not going to see a required Ether for TR. We could still have it to be required to get into Misery Mire. We don't know that medallion yet. And now we get the fun of doing Death Mountain and Inverted. Well, there's a cape in Mimic Cave. We do have the new drop-down added here to be able to access Mimic Cave. We'll see what kind of route Humbug chooses here. He's going to probably get Paradox cleared out here on this go, and then we'll see, how he chooses to route in Spiral Cave versus the west side of the mountain after that.
Probably, since he's done Spectacle Rock, it's probably Paradox Cave into Hera, back into Spiral Cave, I'm assuming.
Right, because with no mirror, he's not going to be able to, go into Spike Cave up here.
Now, Flip Heel on the other side, he's going to pick up his hook shot in just a second here, as we just got Ether there on Humbug's side here in Paradox Cave. And with that hook shot and a couple other things, he's going to be able to decide if he wants to go into Misery Mire here in a second, depending on what the entry requirement is for it.
Yeah, that's true. I forgot about the fact that we are over here with the mirror, so we are going to get some new checks and some new information there on the Meyer medallion.
I suppose this is the time where we start asking ourselves, so where are the rest of the swords?
Probably in swamp.
That's a good guess.
They're usually in swamp.
They do like to make the cliche a thing.
Let me ask you another question. What exactly do we need for go mode at this point? We need an ice rod so we can kill Trinex. We need a Meyer big key. Well, we've sorted out any medallion requirements there with that Quake in Spiral Cave. Are we looking for anything else at this point?
Swamp. I was gonna say a swamp small, but then I remembered that this is only big key shuffle. Yeah, I think you might be right. Meyer big key, ice rod, and some sort of thing to be able to damage Ganon with. At least one more. We could have all three if we really wanted to get all fancy here. We'd go gold sword versus gold sword if we wanted to get that point, but I mean, that's still a ways off.
I hope for our runners that that's what happens, but I've seen how stingy the game has been with the swords this week, and it's rough out there.
I mean, if we're going to be doing Master Sword Silverless, then we're going to be doing Master Sword Silverless. Hopefully we don't have to, because that's just kind of tiresome.
Yeah. Anyway, map down there in the basement cage of Hera. We did find the big key over in Paradox, so we're going to be able to fully clear this dungeon out here. And a nice smooth Hera pot there from Humbug as Flip Heel has opened up the back of Desert Palace.
Alright, gonna have to use some swords for the last one there. We got 2 items there out of Hera, so unfortunately, well, I guess unfortunately or fortunately, nothing in the basement for Hera, as the third item is going to be here on Moldorm as Flip Heel takes down Lanmo there. That's going to be his second crystal, but with a couple of very, very important items in his pocket.
Yeah, and now we're going to get to see that mirror from Flip Heel here and see what's in the Meyer area. This could be a kind of important differentiator for him here. If something important is just hanging out in Meyer's shed, that could be really big.
That's a bombos right there, so we're going to have to figure out exactly where is this thing. Ooh, we got the hallway dash there on those here in Misery Mire, so that was actually extremely tight. That's like a frame perfect dash, so dang, Flip Heel, any jitters that he might have had earlier, I think they're gone.
Yeah, he seems to be pretty comfortable right now. Not going to choose to go into Misery Mire right now, not having the big key. That's certainly a fair play. Going to get a Gina done here and probably end his route, and we'll see if he chooses to take that up to the mountain or if he maybe heads to clearable Eastern that he's got at this point, or goes in a different direction entirely.
I think with all of the items he has, Swamp Palace is just so tempting on the way.
Oh yeah, Swamp's going to be on the way as well. Humbug going to come back here, pick up the Smith. It looks like that'll get him back on track at least to that Samaria. We'll see when King's Tomb comes into play for him here. For that mirror, though, that's going to be, I think, the big one. He is going to get that bow out of Hammer Pegs as well here, though. So those will be good things for Humbug here.
So that bow will get him the ability to be able to clear Eastern Palace right there. That'll get one more thing as well. If he doesn't do Purple Chest, things are going to be pretty good for him, I think. So he saves and quits there, and lost his Smith. I think he just decided, you know what, I've got this bow, I'm gonna go to Eastern.
Yeah, no no reason for the Smith to stay with you through a save and quit in inverted. So yeah, we're heading over to Eastern Palace. Going to get our first look at the 3 items in the back of Saha and the 4 items in Eastern Palace itself.
All right, and on the other side here, we're going to see exactly what is in Swamp Palace here, as we started off, as always, with the small key to enter the dang dungeon, but now for Flip Heel, he's going to start finding items here. Going to be kind of the curious thing to see if he decides to go left side, because knowing that there's at least 1 extra item in here does kind of help with the, I mean, maybe slightly incentivizes a little bit more left side. I don't know, but in his situation, he doesn't have a whole lot left to find.
Right. Yeah, Flip is... He knows he's 2 from go now, because he knows he can get through TR. He doesn't care about that medallion, and he knows he can get into Mire. So Flip Heel is in the position where he knows he just needs an Ice Rod and a Mire Big to clear those 2 dungeons, and can run through everything else pretty much on the way.
All right, so yeah, we're gonna go left side here. That makes sense. It is something to do here. Pretty quick, we'll find out. I mean, in his situation, I think not leaving anything else open seems like a pretty good thing. Especially with him, he's checked pedestal. He knows that unless there's something specifically on Cold Stare, he's fine. And Cold Stare is not in logic until you find the Ice Palace Big Key, which honestly, likely in GT?
Very possible, yeah. Certainly doesn't have to show up at any point now. Hey, you remember when I said the thing in the swamp, the thing with the sword in the Swamp Palace?
There were things in the Swamp Palace.
There was a sword in the left side of the Swamp Palace. A thing that's never happened before in the history of Rando.
Gotcha. Yep. That is something that does happen occasionally. Well, let's see if we can get more than 1 here. You did say 1. Let's see if we have multiple, because we could end up with a nice, pretty orange sword here pretty soon if the game decides to give it to us. Because Eastern Palace has nothing.
Yeah, nothing so far in Eastern. Of course, we will have the item on Armos here, but right now this is looking like a kind of an, I don't want to say like a time sink, because Flip Hill's going to end up doing this too, and probably not going to be go moding it either. But it's not. Humbug's not gaining any time here, and the question's going to be, really, when does he go back for that required Magic Bat, required King's Tomb, that are all kind of... There's a lot of stuff up in the North Light world. Okay, that flute there for Flip Heel is the other piece that we thought might get Humbug back into the village. But that is hanging out mirror-locked here in Swamp Palace. So,
and that is our mountain logical access to the mountain. So how much do you want to bet that the lamp today is sitting somewhere in TR?
You know what? I'm feeling a laser bridge lamp today. Let's just go with that.
All right, so into our Armos Knights fight here on Humbug's side. Got the quick kill all set up, moving a little bit to his right. Takes out the last guy, gets a shield for his efforts there. Gets crystal number 4, which is quite nice. Gotta get to a couple of really nasty locations. Ooh, a nice triple puff pull by Flip Heel there.
I'm amazed at the people that can do the triple puff kills. Like we've gone full, like, you remember when like the razor blade companies started just adding more and more blades to their razors? We're doing that now. Like, someone's gonna be like, just screw it. I'm gonna kill 5 puffs at once.
Dude, if you want to make yourself absolutely crazy, watch somebody do a quick kill on second stage of Argus with just the bow.
Oh yeah, I saw that recently. Who pulled that off in a race? So it was someone maybe yesterday that I saw. I was very impressed. Sorry that I'm not giving proper credit.
I mean, I know of one person who I've seen do it, and that's Ramon, but I don't know if he was racing yesterday.
Anyway,
either way.
back to our race. Flip Heel finished up there in Swamp Palace with the nice Argus fight. Got his third crystal. Gonna give us that shovels check. Just a heart piece there. And Humbug is back with the Smith in tow, and looks like we are heading into town now with him.
So Samaria will be obtained, but
is he gonna try and follow that through the front of Turtle Rock? Ew.
that's the thing. It doesn't open anything for him that's tempting. I mean, like, I think honestly I'd stay down at this point, because if you get Samaria down here, it doesn't open up anything on the mountain for you. You still have to find your access to the mountain.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. It's going to depend how much does Humbug follow logic at this point.
Yeah,
And
I was gonna say we did the mountain sequence break earlier, and now we're kind of gonna start facing some of the consequences of that. The question is gonna be, I think that mirror is going to be the big question mark for Humbug. Does he get it now, or does he have any other options that might be more appealing than making a trip to an otherwise orphaned King's Tomb there? I think Mushroom might be the only thing that gets him back up there.
Okay, we are going south. So
Shovel, I think, is going to be his next check here.
I can see a route here. If he goes Shovel down to the Whirlpool south of the portal, you'll end up checking the Mushroom, checking King's Tomb.
Yeah, I think that's probably the best bet. And meanwhile, Flip Heel is over here in Eastern Palace. He'll get the crystal caught up here or at least to match Humbug here in count, but not going to get any other progression out of the full clear here. All right. We're weird route now. Oh, we're going up to front of Hyrule. Okay. Yeah, Hyrule Castle is always a weird check in inverted.
Man, I never know when to route in Hyrule Castle in this mode. It's unless you've beaten Aga, it's just pretty much never going to do it here.
Mm-hmm. Probably the best case for Humbug is that he finds, I think, particularly an Ice Rod here. And Flip Heel goes and clears TR, and maybe Humbug finds like a Meyer Big Key kind of in an obvious spot somewhere that both of them could, where Flip Heel could dump a lot of time into doing a TR full clear that Humbug might avoid here by getting a late mirror.
Yeah. I mean, Humbug definitely still has a path. I mean, he's got, 4 crystals. He's got a completed Ice Palace. So if Ice Palace Big Key comes up, he doesn't have to be concerned about there being maybe something on Cold Stare, right? It's gonna be a little bit interesting. Like if that mirror, so far I haven't seen anything locked behind that mirror that really kills Humbug.
Yeah, no, I mean the good, I guess, kind of the good thing for Humbug in this mode, mirror doesn't lock nearly as much stuff in inverted as it does in kind of open, and the stuff that it does lock is less spread out throughout the entire game world. So, yeah, we got a flute and a sword out of Swamp Palace, but that's really about it so far for that mirror in terms of payout. And for Humbug, there's still some efficient checks to be done here, and potentially some out of the way things that could pay out for him if he finds, Ice Rod or Meyer Big along the way here in a place that Flip Heel might not get to for a while. But
yeah, I guess
that answer is not going to be Hyrule Castle.
No, it doesn't look like that. I mean, like, we are gonna probably, like, the question really comes down to Laser Bridge and the whole back of T Rock area there. If this turns into something, we'll see here.
Yep. So Humbug gonna stay in the light world here. This is probably gonna be Mushroom and King's Tomb here, coming this direction. And Flip Heel's gonna even up the crystal count at 4 here.
Oh, and you get
finishing off the Armorous Knights.
Humbug gets to use the ladder that nobody ever uses except for when you're coming this way. So this is actually going to be good for him. But yeah, like you said, Flip Heel picks up crystal number 4, so we're tied on crystals.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I never knew there was a mirror there.
You mean the bridge?
Or not a mirror, but yeah, a bridge there. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I meant.
Yeah. It's not one that you would really think about until you just kind of see it there. I think even Humbug just kind of was like running up towards the mushroom turn-in, and then saw the thing and was like, oh yeah, I guess this will work.
Yeah. Also, I thought about it here, but Humbug, orphaned Zora earlier, so this is probably going to be routing all the way to Zora here. If I'm, it depends on, maybe he takes that mirror and says, I'm going to go back to clearing crystals, but yeah, no, he's going to head over and get that Zora thing. So he's going to dump a little bit of time in here while Flip gets up the mountain. But this is Flip Heel's. This is his first trip up the mountain at all.
Yep, this is his first trip. He hasn't been up here. He's cleared everything down south, and that includes even doing Smith Chain, which didn't give him anything, right?
Correct.
So for him, he's going to, the time that he's lost on Smith Chain is time that Humbug will be getting back, because it kind of seems like this, the TR area is where the next step in this path is.
Yeah, it almost certainly has to be at this point. And we're gonna see kind of what the time difference looks like between the two. Flip Heel's gonna be full clearing the mountain. Humbug's gonna be clearing Swamp Palace, and we'll see if he gets over to left side swamp and gets that Master Sword here. But then his best option is probably going to be heading back up to Turtle Rock as well. So, although he could come out of swamp and then just head straight over to Mire, without the big key. That is a potential option for him with 2 items accessible in the front there. I think Turtle Rock will probably be his play, but it is a possibility.
Right. I think for Humbug, it's a bigger question of whether or not he decides to go left side in this, because I don't know how he feels about the that mirror being as late as it was, plus the Samaria being as late as it was. I don't know how he's going to feel about that whole situation. So he might have a different calculus than Flip Heel does.
Yeah, it is a different situation for sure. That he's entering Swamp in than Flip Heel.
I mean, that's the fun of this mode is trying to figure out exactly what is the best way to handle all of these ridiculous scenarios that you find yourself in. For Flip Heel, we're going to go into the middle of Turtle Rock here first. We're going to kind of take care of these couple of chests there. We got a small key there out of the big chest, and yeah, now we're going to have to kind of pay attention, because at some point, at some point we're going to Logic will have to play accountant for this, as he gets his mirror shield. He's super happy. Gets a couple
of rage slashes, a rage Samaria block. Yeah, I think Flip Heel was pretty excited about that mirror shield. Just one chest late.
Everything's fine. It's all fine.
I'm a little surprised we didn't see a dot forfeit there from Flip, but I'm glad we didn't.
Well, at least this way he'll be able to walk casually through Laser Bridge, not have to concern himself about a single thing.
You know he's going to be trying the most convoluted laser skips because that's what just what you do. Oh, there's our Meyer big key in the vanilla big key chest of TR. That's go -1 for Flip now. Just looking for that ice rod here.
And trying to count keys on Flip Heel's side here. Do you just go to the front through this way? What do you think you do here as a
I think you do this chest, you mirror out, you go to the back, you get laser bridge into the boss done, then you come back in the front because inverted will.
We don't have ice rod yet though. That's the thing.
Oh
so
yeah.
Go to the boss.
Minor details. You know, in my imaginary world where I just have the ice rod, that's what I would do.
Mm.
And then I would check the front looking for the ice rod after I've killed Tri-Knights.
With the ice rod.
You know, there might be a reason why our team's down 2-0. I don't.
Double ice rods. Yeah, that'll get you every day.
Yeah. By the way, Humbug did choose to do left side swamp, so he's going to get that sword over here.
Okay, we're into the extremely fast room over on Flip Heel's side. There's he lights the torches and throws himself into the void there to speed things up a little bit. Decides, I'm going to take another heart, going to take this because I'm going to be mirroring back to the front. Gets that first thing through, and there is our lamp. So it wasn't on Laser Bridge, but it was in TR today.
That's cute. That's clever. That's real good.
Alright, remembering that if he enters the portal from the right there, he will bonk, but if he comes from the left, everything will be fine. So, good on him there for just the general game awareness. Humbug did pick up his Master Sword, so we're equal on swords. The big difference right now is, well, there is a 1 crystal lead for Humbug at the moment here. Or will be a 1 crystal lead at the moment.
This is a 1 crystal lead, but a probably relatively short one, as Flip Heel is in the area of Tower of Hera, and we'll be able to do that here in just a few more checks. And Humbug going to finish up here in Swamp, and we'll see what direction he chooses to go. Does he get up to the mountain and get that Meyer Big Key, or does he end up following some of his other checks here at this point?
I mean, this race, for as crazy as this has gotten, is getting close.
It's going to be reasonably tight, I feel like. You know, especially depending... Humbug will have the option of playing a little more aggressive there, because like he can skip... You know, Flip Heel will probably get Spike Cave at the end of his route here. Humbug might be able to skip that if he goes into TR and gets that Meyer Big Key and just says... You know, hey, let's go to Meyer. So there could be, you know, a few things where he can cut a couple corners, but you know, it all depends really on where that ice rod's gonna turn up.
Yeah, that's the thing. There's not many places though left. Like we did see Smith Chain over on Flip Heel's side. We did see, like, so we know it's not there.
I was gonna say we haven't seen anything in Meyer. We haven't seen Spike Cave. We haven't seen. Item on Helmasaur or Green Pendant.
We could get really stupid with it because it is the ice rod. You are right.
Something pendant pod, something. I don't know.
I think that match is later today. Actually, I'm not sure, or maybe that's later this week. All right, so
Humbug gonna go to Meyer first here. So he's going to go in without that big key. That said, if he finds an ice rod in Meyer, he's going to get incentivized up to TR real quick.
Yeah, definitely.
And I guess we don't know necessarily that he's going into Misery Mire, but I don't think you come over to this area here and not dip it at this point.
Okay, well, we're here. We're gonna do this. This is interesting right now.
Yeah,
I'm
and chat pointing out one other option, which is, this being Invrosia, a thing that I realized 2 minutes into the seed because both of the runners remembered and I didn't. But Mothula has an item as well, and we found that fire rod, pretty early out of pod, even if it wasn't in logic pretty early. So just putting that out there.
I mean, at this point, you have to, when it comes to an ice rod, you have to consider every single option that is not Trinex. I mean, that's just kind of how it is, unfortunately. So, all right, we're gonna take a second here, kill through these guys. No sword beams makes Mire 2 not as much fun, but yeah. So. Flipeel taking down Moldorm really quick. They're going to take down his, that put even us back up on crystals there at 5. And where are we heading?
Did he skip Spiral? No, he didn't do Laser Bridge yet. He put this off until, right. I think he was hoping to get Ice Rod somewhere first, but we haven't done these 4 checks, so... And I told you he wasn't going to use that mirror shield. And Ice Rod is on Laser Bridge, so that's go mode for Flipeel.
Not even checking the other chests. They're not going to look for another sword or anything like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's probably going to be the game, honestly.
Yeah, no, there's not any fun paths to coming back from this. Flipeel's got a Trinex fight, a go mode Mire, and then a hunt for a GT big key at this point. And even if he has a slow Ganon fight, nothing that Humbug is more than a Ganon fight behind at this point.
Yeah, it's a decently substantial amount right now. We're gonna have to see exactly.
I mean, the good news for Humbug is that he's not going to be incentivized to do anything else on the mountain whenever he comes back up here. So he's just going to get both of his go mode items from TR in one swoop. The bad news is that it's going to come after doing a Mire full clear, as we are currently sitting in a cutscene while Flip is blitzing through his 6th crystal fight right here.
I mean, and I guess one of the we don't know this for sure yet. We haven't seen all the items in Mire, but we don't know where another sword is, and we don't know where silvers are. Currently, Flipeel is sitting on Master Sword Silverless. It is a slow fight. So we just got silvers here, actually. Yes, we just got silvers. I was looking at Flipeel's screen. Okay, so we did just get silvers on Humbug's side.
So that is, something of a ray of hope there for Humbug, in that, if Flipeel stays on Master Sword, that is a somewhat significant time advantage that would happen in phase 4 of that Ganon fight. The question is that going to be enough time to make up for a, long trip up the mountain here for Humbug, time spent clearing TR, although he might be able to do it a little bit more efficiently than Flip did. And then, we're going to do Spike Cave first. So that's going to be even a little bit more time that we're going to give back here on Humbug's side. But, Flipeel's just going to go straight to the boss here. That's all we're going to have. And then he'll be into GT possibly before Humbug's even, at Trinex here, and then he's going to have to get back over to Mire, which isn't completely trivial.
I mean, Master Sword Silverless Ganon is not fun. And
no, it's...
if you drop off on phase 4, I mean, it's a 2 to 3 to 4 minute swing, depending on how bad the fight is gone.
Yeah, and I mean, this is league playoffs. There's a lot of pressure involved here on both runners, and so, mechanically, a Master Sword Silverless fight is not technically hard, but it requires focus and it requires concentration, and those are things that can be tough to come by when you are feeling the pressure and monitoring that race time room and everything like that. So it's really gonna it's not completely over yet.
I mean, because Humbug is literally about to pick up his Ice Rod.
Yeah, so he's going to get Ice Rod first here and go probably straight to Trinex. And then we'll see what kind of routing, options he chooses from there. What gets him to that lava chest. He's still going to be a mire clear behind here. But, the question is, he is going to have that silver's advantage. Is that going to be enough for him? And Humbug is actually going to continue on through the dungeon. We're going to head down to Crystal Roller here at least. If he takes this all the way through Lava Chest, then he'll be able to mirror and just go straight to Trinex, and then...
Does he have a fairy?
I think he has the fairy still? Yes, he does.
Wow.
Okay. That was...
he was being
aggressive.
Very, very aggressive there. But it's going to work out for him, actually. All right. Man, yeah, scary there on Flip Heel's side, but goes ahead. He takes down Vidi there. That's crystal number 7 there. For don't forget to track us in Flip Heel. Man, we're gonna see exactly where this GT Big Key turns out to be here in just a minute.
Yeah, obviously a little bit of a different route than usual to GT. We're gonna head over to Hyrule Castle. But yeah, if you've got guesses on where we're going to find that big key, feel free to get them into the chat.
Yeah, numbers between 1 and 22 there. Whoever gets it, we will, celebrate your name. I don't know. We'll do something for you.
Yeah. Humbug over here on his Trinex fight. Got a little distracted there, but he did mirror out a Crystal Roller, so he does not have that Mire Big Key yet.
Yeah, unfortunately for him, it is in Lava Chest, which will probably be the last chest that he checks here, honestly.
I mean, he could come back out into Light World and then go from Big Chest down, but, we'll see what route he takes. Meanwhile, Flip Heel opening up the new GT entrance here. And in he goes. Small key there in Hope Room and the Tempered Sword. That's, if you're rooting for Flip Heel, that's definitely going to cut into Humbug Silver's advantage there. So that's a nice find for him. Going to continue here through right side.
So Sword in Swamp, Sword in GTA.
Yeah, we got funny jokes.
Game
Jokes.
Game does not feel like being original today at all.
No, we're just playing the hits.
All right, so Flippy is going to keep motoring his way through right now here. Gets through this here. He's going to have to go pick up this key because Big Key not on the side here, but fall down a pit first, then pick up the key.
Yeah, and there were a couple of heart containers. We're still on... We entered here, I think, on 8 hearts for Flip, maybe 9, and Humbug's on 8. Like, what's going on with the hearts today?
I mean, they're in GT. I mean, I think that's the secondary game you and me could play, is how many hearts does Flip Heel have when he drops into Ganon? I'm going to go with 13.
Oh, there's our container. Thank goodness. Finally got that second row of hearts here at an hour 22 in GT. Also, the five small key shout out.
That's that's something you don't get every day. It's kind of nice.
we're still searching. We're through what, half of the checks now?
Yeah, that would have been pretty sure that's 11
6,
or
7,
12.
11. That was 12, yeah, because we
Yep.
got to count the torch. So Fire Snake will be 13, and then let's see if we keep going from there. Humbug is finally making his way over here to the Pokey, and that'll lead him into that go mode at the vanilla or at the lava chest. As Flipheel finds the big key of Swamp Palace. That's really handy and useful and helpful. Thanks, game.
Oh, I forgot that that's something that can happen in this mode.
Hee hee hee. Maybe we'll find the Ice Palace big too while we're here. All right, so what's Rando Room got for us? There's the other sword. That's yeah, we got all the jokes today. It's not in Rando Room, so we're gonna continue on. Is it in chest number 18, Bob's chest? Is it in 19 through 21 in the vanilla big key room? Is it in tile room?
Unfortunately, I think Humbug is forgetting that he has a flute and could just flute down to 6 to. Oh, but he never activated it. I don't.
Yeah,
think.
I don't think he had any reason to activate his flute. No.
All right, so yeah, he's got to do it this way. Unfortunately for him, he's got to run all the way over here to get himself into Misery Mire. Flippio gonna go ahead and pick up those extra arrows there at the top, just in case he's got a, just in case he's got a to take care of Mimics 1 and Mimics 2 with. All right, into the Armos Knights, Ice Armos Knights fight here, takes care of a few things. Gets a perfect setup there. Played this game once or twice, it does look like.
Hey, that's vanilla. That. Okay, I'm leaving.
Bye. Have a good day, sir.
That's stupid.
That is fun right there. That is fun. Well, so we've got a vanilla GT big key surrounded by an Ice Palace key with a Swamp Palace key on the way to it. Game's a good fun time here. So Flippio gonna get into his gauntlet here in just a second here. Gonna work through the mimics. Gonna have to take a second. Did not despawn the arrows, so good for him.
Yeah, Flip was pretty careful there. He took the time to pick up the extra arrow pot before going into Ice Armos, and has made managing his arrow count here pretty good. Still got 2 left, but at this point, depending on which NMG strats he employs, not that many opportunities to use them still, especially with Gold Sword. And Humbug is on his way, silver arrows in hand, into his Vitreous fight. Should have an easier time of this than Flipheel did.
Sure enough, those eyes are gone on his side really quickly as Flippio is all the way through there. That was a nice little fire rod shot. on ice, just a little quick fire rod shot to do that. It looks like a Landmo 2 gets away there with that little short hop away from him.
Yep, but nice and easy clean up there for a quick 2 cycle. And he is on past the gauntlet, past the Landmos, into the 5th floor of Ganon's tower. Meanwhile, Humbug finishing up his 7th crystal. Gonna grab a few hearts and head over to GT as well.
Pulls the lamp out there, gonna light a couple of torches here in this room, save himself a little bit of magic, just because with quick swap you can quick swap while you're dashing down here. Alright.
And
No
Flipheel Flipio not even opening chests up here. We're going. We're just going.
No interest in looking for silvers today here. Gonna maybe open up this chest just because it's right there. But we have seen silvers over on Humbug's side, who is now just popping open, breaking the seal on Ganon's tower here as Flipio takes a fall to Moldorm 2. It's not going to feel good in his head, but...
If we get about 27 more of those, this could really tighten the race up.
Unfortunately, I think Humbug is about to do a very common, but in this case, very unfortunate GT route. And
there's our vanilla $20 there in the post-Moldorm chest. And Flipio will take that and dash on through. No, that I have... Come on, I have issues with that hit. Anyway, Agatu.
I don't think I've ever seen that as well. So we're just gonna move on. Yep, and let's go Agatu here. Take care of this real quick. Ooh, nasty setup there for the first round there.
Yeah, I got the. We're having some fun with angles here. There we go. Now we're getting on track. Give me a 0, 1, 2, 3 flip. Come on, do it. Oh, so close.
All right. Takes down Agatu, so he's going to be on to fight the big pig in just a minute here as we've got Humbug on the way to the compass room here. If these guys will let him be. Alright, gold sword into Ganon here. It's 6 swings of the sword to get through phase 1, 6 swings of the sword to get through phase 2, 4 for phase 3, and then 12 to finish off the pig here. So, gonna go for dash strats here. A little bit of a sword spin as well.
Yep, so getting those 6 hits in with style. On to phase 3 already. Ganon, if you could kindly stop warping, that we're all just ready to go home here.
I'm gonna go to bed in a minute here, so as soon as Flipio takes care of this here, so he's gonna find. Did you find arrows in Misery Mire? Of course not. Why would we do something like that? Gets the torch glitch, and we're on to aiming for some triples here on Flipio's side. So you're gonna go for the setup here, wait for him to come down. Light a torch, time this right, and this gold sword just gives you such an AoE there, so that you can hit Ganon really easily with that.
Oops, we missed one torchlight there, but it's still just going to be wait one extra trip or one extra warp and reset the cycle here, and oh, not quite going to get the triple there, but it's I don't think going to matter very much here. We got 2 more hits left to get, now 1. That'll be it. So get your GGs in chat for Flipio, and don't forget to track us. They're gonna advance out of the first round here of the playoffs and take the win in the race and in the series 3-0.
And yep, sure enough, don't forget to track us there with a great set there, as Humbug is seeing the thing. To add insult to injury, has a ball come around there and smack him into the pit.
Yeah, so Humbug gonna head out of here. Head held high. It's gonna end the season for those of us here on To Infinity and Pgog. But it's been a fun ride, and we'll see if we can get these runners in to chat with us here in just a minute.
And we're now joined in chat right now by the winner today, their Flip Heel, who has sent Don't Forget to Track Us into the second round here of the playoffs there. GG's, bud.
I still can't believe it, given the beginning of the seed. But yeah, GG's.
Yeah, I can't believe you got Mirror Shield either.
Oh my god. So worst seed ever.
Yeah, the beginning did not go ideally for either of you. Obviously, the Moon Pearl was kind of a last location for the both of you. Obviously, you had a little bit more of a struggle getting over there. What was your mindset after doing the Ice Palace clear for nothing and then the Cold Stare death there in the early going?
I was like, first, I can't believe the seed was pointing to ice. Humbug probably felt the same way, and then there was nothing there. And then the fact that, Cold Stare was dead forever was obviously a major concern. But I was like, at least it's not in logic yet because of the big key. So obviously still felt terrible when, the Pearl and Fire Rod were just chilling odd, but
yeah, definitely. I'm curious to see what Humbug is spelling here. But anyway.
It's supposed to be a Pgog, and then it all messed up. All right, we're gonna try it again.
Yeah. I think the enemy popped up. Now we've got a. Oh boy. Sorry, Flip. But yeah, so both of you guys did end up in Ice Palace at around the same time as each other. Humbug was able to get through that Cold Stare fight for 20 rupees and 1/3 of a useless pedestal. Sorry, I'm losing it at the chat right now. But yeah, so you had the late Moon Pearl. Did you kind of make any alterations to your route there, or did you just say, I'm going to go into Light World and do my thing there? We noticed kind of like, in particular, you went and farmed money for Zora pretty early in your Light World route. Was that kind of like was that kind of compensating for that late Pearl, or was that something that you would probably normally do? I'm just curious what your kind of mindset was.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. Like, I probably would have normally farmed enough money my first time at the archery game, but like, between, I think, not being fully awake yet, like it was so bad. Like, I farmed enough rupees. It was slow, but I farmed enough rupees by Skullwoods, and then doing that, I forgot to totally do the rest of the front. So then the archery game, I didn't fire an arrow, so I was like,
we were curious.
So between all that, I was like, we've already orphaned one check. I can't really orphan another, and with the flippers, I figured I'd do all the flipper checks into, going to CAC from the south, since it just felt better to do it with the hammer that way. And that's pretty much why I farmed all the money, because I don't want to orphan too much else already having the Cold Stare issue.
Yeah, it makes sense. Really, kind of the biggest difference in your routes was that, Humbug did not have Zora money, but he did go and kind of do the other flipper checks and stuff like that. And so you ended up going through Kakariko south to north and kind of got to finish your route with King's Tomb, whereas he went in north to south and didn't have the mitts until he got into Kakariko to do King's Tomb. So you had that mirror much earlier, and you were also he also ran into the issue of not having the magic to do Magic Bat while he was coming through Kakariko. So he missed the Samaria there as well. So both of those items getting kind of orphaned there in the Light World really put Humbug off his route. So even though he kind of had a lead in checks on you and had, I think maybe a dungeon clear up on you for a fair bit of the seed, your knowledge of that Samaria and of that mirror especially, was a huge advantage.
Yeah, and then finally towards the end, right, it's getting, so I'm guessing he did a mountain trip. Just trying to think.
Yeah, so he had done his mountain trip before either of those items. So he had he wasn't able to go into TR at all. So he did get both of his go mode items from TR there at the end, but it was after having done, say, like a mire clear without the big key and a few other kind of loose checks wrapping up there at the end that kept him out of TR late.
Yes, that makes sense then, because I swear when I was playing, I felt I was dead. I was like, this seed, everything's just in a good spot for the most part. He probably didn't flare around in ice as much as me, and I kept on checking the race room because, like, NMG wise, we have like shockingly similar PBs. Like, we're like right next to each other. So
yeah, both of you guys had some fantastic play today. And you were a little bit behind getting into the light world there. Obviously the Moon Pearl was late for both of you, but you played solid, and then the route just kind of worked out for you in a way that it didn't for him. One other thing that I wanted to kind of ask you about was early on in the seed. You got the Thieves Town big key. Obviously, you have the starting sword there, but you got the Thieves Town big key out of, I think, Chest Game. And you went in and cleared the front four, and then said, "Nah, I'm good right now."
Oh my! It was so tempting, but at the same time, I was like, there were 2 items in the back, so there was a good chance it was in there, and it didn't feel right to potentially get screwed by that so early without having even done Hype Cave.
Yeah. So I mean, obviously that play worked out very well for you with the required glove in the big chest there. But we were thinking, okay, well, Flip's going in here. He's got a sword. You've got a clearable Thieves Town. We've got a, Maiden Cell is in logic, all this sort of stuff. And then we see you see the small key there early, and it's like, Flip could be very easily incentivized to leave whatever's in the big chest here behind. And then we were, obviously I wasn't, but I think, for purposes of having a good race, we were glad to see you go back and get that hammer before going any deeper in Thieves Town, because that certainly could have been a route destroyer there.
Yeah, I'm just curious, how was his super early routing then? Because I couldn't find bombs anywhere. Did he just immediately save and quit from Skull Woods, or was there a prize pack I missed?
He didn't even do a prize pack check. He just checked Link's house and then went into Skull Woods and did the bomb farm from the drop down there.
Oh, and then just save and quit.
And then I think he save and quit out of Skull Woods and then came into CAC or came into Village on a separate trip later. But yeah. So yeah, 3-0 sweep for you guys. Obviously I know, everyone on your team pretty well, and obviously had a lot of fun racing you both in the regular season and here in the playoffs. More fun in the regular season because at least we won one of those. But yeah, so you guys are going to be advanced into the second round. Looking forward to that. Any particular matchups you're hoping for? Anything you're not hoping for?
I don't know. I'm just looking. I'm just happy to advance and looking forward to whoever we play. I know we were 5th out of the 8th, so we're going to be facing one of the higher seeds most likely, unless there's another upset or two. So just looking to play good people and have a good time.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, GG's again. Thank you for racing. Any final thoughts before we wrap up here?
I'm glad I didn't waste time trying to get rid of my shield after ice, because it was inevitable.
You really should have reset in TR when you got the mirror shield. I think that would have
Yeah.
helped the quality of the race.
Good idea. But other than that, obviously thanks for the tracking, the comms, the restream. I know there were 2 matches going on at the same time, so it was probably a lot to cover. So always appreciated.
For sure. Thank you. Shout outs to my teammate for this season, and My friend Relkin for tracking today. It did not forget to track either team in this race. And then Days Cloud, my friend, thank you for doing this.
Hey, thank you for having me, bud. Thanks for keeping up with me. And if I'm a little low energy right now, I'm fighting off a cold, and it's awfully late for me right now.
Well, tell you what, let's wrap it up. Days Cloud, go to bed. The rest of you, also go to bed. But yeah, from all of us here at SpeedGaming 3, we hope you have a lovely day, lovely night, and yeah, go to bed.